That kid has one of the best rollouts on a PA I've ever seen in my life.
He's the best player in the league at the minute on form.
Bad day to be a Bruin, that one.
It was a miserable evening for them, a long flight home.
I hope the recorders works. I really do.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Welcome back to the Early Hours podcast. We are together for a change, which is nice. We're inside the Stanford University grounds in San Francisco, coming off the back of not one but two NFL games, and we will get to those momentarily. But before we do, some Thursday night football, boys. Seems a long time ago, honestly, like since we were jetting off from Heathrow. But that morning, it was the Bills-Texans. The Bills losing 19-23. 2 interceptions for Josh Allen. 8 sacks. I said in the last episode, don't count out this Texan side. They balled out.
100%. Yeah, we were looking at it earlier, weren't we? Like 8 sacks, 12 QB hits, I think were recorded. Tackles for loss, as many as 11. Fumbles, fumble recoveries. They quite literally won them the game. It's as simple as that. And we were maybe a bit harsh on them in some respects, or I was kind of, saying that Allen was going to have a great day and that they've got no chance against Allen. But yeah, it was a great day for the Texans. What a day to be in Houston.
Yeah, we know the defence is good anyway, don't we? And 2 touchdowns, 16 for 30. Nothing too flashy, but kept the ball well, protected it, and did what needed to be done. And
Definitely.
the Bills find themselves in actually quite a sticky situation, which I don't think we expected. Certainly a couple of weeks ago, but I think they've lost a couple in the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's becoming quite alarming over in Buffalo. I think they need to get back on track to winning ways. And then, we also had week 12 whilst we were out here. We were watching the red zone slot, the 6 p.m. slot for the UK time in a bar, 10 a.m. over in LA when we were doing that. Screens galore. That bird's excited. A few really noticeable scores for that day. The Chiefs beating the Colts 23-20. They're back in playoff contention, really. And a big loss for the Colts, really, because the Patriots got a dub against the Bengals there. The Packers, we beat the Vikings 23-6.
Yep.
JJ McCarthy is probably a first-round bust at this point. When do the Vikings move on?
It's a great question, mate. It really is. I mean, I think they're more kicking themselves at the fact that, let's not forget, in the off-season, they had their 2 registered QBs on the roster at the time were Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. It's not a bad set of QBs to have knocking around. And yeah, I mean, he can call himself what he wants really at this stage, whether it's 9, 10, I don't know, it could be 11. I don't think it's going to make a difference. He just looks lost back there. And what's scary is we look at all the rankings and the stats. He's one of the most protected QBs. They really are giving him good protection. He doesn't need much, really. What's the excuse? You've got one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league downfield. You've got Justin Jefferson, say no more. You've got 2 good running backs behind you. There's just a great tight end. There's just no excuse. So it's probably time for him to go. I think they'll cut the losses and move on straight away.
This is literally just the Vikings' fault. Like, it's no fault in terms of like injury or contract problems and players falling out of each other. They just traded away 2 of probably their best players, and now they've got nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and you've got one that's now in a playoff race in Seattle, in Sam Darnold. And sorry, both of them are, aren't they? Of course.
Yeah.
Both 8-3.
Both are, exactly, well said. Both are 8-3. Both are balling out, it's fair to say. And he's going to need to seriously turn it around. He'll probably get the start of next season. But I think personally they'll probably move on from him pretty fast at the start of next year.
Yeah, well, speaking of 8-3, a bad one for some people on this podcast. The Bears go 8-3.
Oh.
They beat the Steelers, a tough loss for them, 31-28. And look, how about this one? The Cowboys game, the Cowboys-Eagles game. We left the bar before the game had finished. It was wrapped. The Eagles were beating the Cowboys 21-0 at half-time.
Yep.
We needed to get to SoFi to watch the Bucs-Rams game. And then we enter the stadium. They've got the game on the $1 billion Jumbotron. The Cowboys haven't just brought this back. They then go on and win 24-21.
Yeah, we looked up, didn't we? We walked in the stadium. We were amazed by SoFi, as you would be. And then literally, and I remember I went, is that 21-all? And then before we knew it, like you said, we got to our seats and they'd won it in overtime. So crazy. That's what divisional football gets you, doesn't it? And NFC East just causing problems. And in the same weekend, sorry to jump ship for a minute, but what a nightmare season for the Giants. They were knocked out.
That's it. That is
playoff
our
contention.
that's our next game to go over. 34-27. That one going to overtime. And yeah, Detroit are now I think 7-4.
Yeah, 7-4. So yeah, you spoke about the Bears briefly, but that's, that puts, in my mind, so much more pressure on Thursday's primetime game. And Under the Lights will obviously be there. We'll be bringing you loads of action from that one. But I think the action's going to be on the field as it is, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's teed up so nicely, that game.
Well, look, let's talk about some on-field action from what we've seen this week. We're actually 3 games down. We saw the UCLA Bruins and the Washington Huskies. Bad day to be a Bruin, that one. I think, what were we down, like 38-0?
It was bad,
in the second half. It was just, if I hadn't bought a cozy jumper, I think it would have been a pretty disastrous evening, and one too many beers actually on that night as well. But actually talking about some NFL football, we mentioned then we were at SoFi. It was the Buccaneers-Rams. The Buccaneers 7, Rams 34. Devontae Adams, star of the show. Matt Stafford now 30 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions.
Devontae Adams looked great, didn't he? I mean, him and Puka Nacua, we knew before sort of the game that it was going to be if they can get separation from the DBs, and they managed it for most of the night, to be honest. Baker Mayfield off at half-time as well, but the game was gone by then. They just couldn't get the ball going. They were getting strangled. He threw 2 picks in the first half, and going up against Matt Stafford, who went 25 for 35 for 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. If you're going to throw 2 picks against a good team like the Rams, then you just haven't really got a chance, and now they are completely outright number 1 seed as well. I mean, obviously you mentioned the Cowboys game. The roar that went out around SoFi when the Eagles lost that one was pretty much the largest all night, which was quite good.
The decibel meter was through the roof on that one,
through the roof, man.
Did I say, is Stafford now 30 touchdowns and 2
interceptions? Yeah, I mean that's MVP runner form.
That is.
You say that
fire at the minute.
Lamar went for 40 and 4 and didn't win it last year, so can't wait for that one to give to someone else. But yeah, no, Matt Stafford was fantastic. Great to watch him, and
it was really fun.
Yeah, Puka Nacua was unbelievable, the size of the man. But Devontae Adams on the goal line, there's a stat, isn't the last 7 touchdowns, they've all been like less than 5 yards. He's cut, and then just the direction change is so quick. Just incredible. so hard to mount.
And quickly on the Buccaneers season, I think it's a tale of 2 halves, really, isn't it? We spoke about it a couple of times throughout the year, but they were on such a solid run. Baker was in, there was chants in the stands, MVP. Bucky's now out with we don't know, some potential health issues, and yeah, it's just not there anymore. And the Panthers had a real opportunity. I don't want to, obviously we're going to come on to the game, but we had a real opportunity last night, the Panthers, to take the South, take command of the South. And yeah, we know how that one played out. But
yeah, well, before we get on to that game, I've got a question for you. Obviously, we were on the ground. How did you find SoFi? My question really is, whose house?
It's quite clearly the Rams' house. They don't.
Every other down,
really don't let you forget,
we were being told to either get loud or the question was, whose house was it? And actually, it's the Chargers' house as well.
Absolutely.
It's the 49ers' house, actually. But there was quite a few red as well. No, let's be fair. The Buccaneers, they travelled well.
They did travel well.
The Bucs travelled well. It was a miserable evening for them, a bit of a long flight home, but
no,
it was miserable.
To answer your question, Goody, the stadium is phenomenal. There's no question about it. Do I think it's a top tier football atmosphere and space? I don't know. I still think it's catered more to entertainment outside of the football, in my opinion. But yeah, and that kind of it was tested really the minute we got in Levi and experienced that, and I'm probably jumping the gun, but yeah, as a whole.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to Levi's. Panthers 9, 49ers 20. It's a win for the Niners. Not taking anything away from that, but it was far from convincing, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, what a mad evening. The whole experience was amazing. I think, I was certainly very deep into 1-2 few mini cervezas as well. We said about the Bruins, didn't we? So, yeah, it was great, You
can't knock $5 tequilas, margaritas.
Wow.
You can't. If that's on the card, you play ball.
I'm all about a cerveza, unfortunately. So yeah, no, it was really good. Look, I mean, obviously Oliver could probably talk about Levi's a little bit more on the experience, but getting in the ground, and I know SoFi can't do it because it's essentially an inside dome, but the light show, the fireworks, the flyover. I mean, wow. I mean,
wasn't expecting to see that, and that was something that will stay with me for, that just after the anthem. You could hear a pin drop in that stadium, and you've got you've got, the US Air Force just flying over.
Well, I think we
wow.
took for granted that we were in a primetime game, and we were so, look, this trip has been so fast-paced that we've kind of got to the point where we're taking these games almost for granted by the time we're sat down. We're so, it's such a rush to get to. So, yeah, it was just the flyover, the fireworks, just the commercial intro with all the players running out and the mining theme that they do, and it was incredible. What an experience. And the fans are awesome,
I
by the
can't
way.
imagine
You've got
how
some
many
good
people
fans.
turned up on a Monday night.
Yeah,
I don't know how these people get
It's
there
incredible.
from work and what they're doing.
Oh, they showed out.
today.
They showed out.
I can imagine there's a few sore heads from not just us, but other people who attended that game. But look, let's go on to the game. First half, Brock Purdy.
I mean, it started great.
Well, when is it time to replace him for Mac Jones? 3 interceptions, mate.
No one's getting replaced.
You are lucky your defence showed up. I'm really sorry.
Look, I mean, the defence showed up so well. I mean, the last couple of weeks it's been completely the opposite way around. Obviously, we're without Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, and George Kittle said, as an offence, we need to take the reins. We need to make sure we outscore them. But 3 picks in the first half, there's no sugarcoating that. But he steadied the ship in the second half. Christian McCaffrey, as always, he's just everything.
But it was good to see a touchdown from him as well. You can't ask for much more.
I mean,
Against his old club as well.
He's the best player in the league at the minute on form for what he does. That's a whole different argument. But George Kittle as well, showing us personally truly why he's the best tight end in the league. Blocking, receiving, everything that he does. But the defense, man, it was all about the defense. But Rico Dowdle looks so good, and so did Chuba Hubbard, both receiving and rushing. But they rushed 9 times between them, 6 for Dowdle, 3 for Hubbard, and you just think,
super frustrating for that running back.
Well, who does Bryce Young think he is? He thinks he's him.
Honestly,
he's picked 2 as well.
Go back and watch the film. That kid has one of the best rollouts on a PA I've ever seen in my life. He's and I fell
was
for
good,
a few
wasn't
of
it?
them.
Yeah, a few
There was
of them.
a couple of times. Yeah, same for the Niners. Really, they got into a really good rhythm. I think it's so nice to see Purdy back under, despite the picks. Purdy back under centre does give them that more balanced rhythm and allows them to suck the defence in and then utilise that pocket movement, pocket presence and awareness that he has, and his ability to evade it and get out of tackles and sling it downfield, which we saw. It's just a shame that unfortunately a couple of them were just floated a little bit too high or too far, and like he was forcing the ball on that second touchdown. It's such a shame. He probably takes a good stretch of 10 yards and then goes down for the first, and we'd be hitting a first down celly, I'm sure. But yeah,
you'll see a lot of those, don't worry. But I mean, something else as well, to be fair. I mean, after the third INT, even the second, but there were boos ringing out before half time, which was a little bit jarring.
I was calling for Mac Jones for sure.
Yeah, no, there were Mac Jones calls, not just from our Packers friends over here. There were a couple of guys around with us who were saying, what is he doing? But steadied the ship, got the fans back on side, and a win's a win. But yeah, if you want to go far in the playoffs, you can't be doing that. You come up against a top team. If you throw 3 picks, it's going one way, and that ain't good.
Well, what was your takeaway from Levi's then? I think building on what you said about SoFi, SoFi is this entertainment capital, but really when it comes to football, that crowd, that atmosphere, that open top, and it was an incredible sight.
Open top, under the lights, the weather was nice. It was a little bit chilly at times, but yeah, genuinely couldn't have been any better for me. And I know I'm a bit biased, but I'm just, so glad to see you guys enjoy it as neutrals-ish as well. So, I mean, Oliver, what would you say, compare it to SoFi?
It was, honestly, my key takeaway from that game is just how amazing your fans are and were last night. I think the show out on a primetime game on Monday night, for people to be getting to that game when it's a just after 5 kickoff.
Yeah.
That is a monumental effort, and just such nice people as well. Could not speak highly of, and that's not to discredit LA. We literally were singing their praises as well, weren't
absolutely.
we? But San Fran, I don't know. There was an atmosphere in the stadium. Everyone was just there for each other, and I was jokingly rocking an old McCaffrey Panthers jersey, and not one bit of animosity or
got one bit of heat outside the ground.
One bit
that
of
was
heat
early on though, so
outside
we'll
the
forget
ground.
that. We'll gloss over
they
that
were
one.
they were just juiced up for the game, and that's what you want. You want that healthy competition. And
yeah, man.
I hope to see more of it in Detroit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that is coming up for us. Before we just talk about those Thursday night fixtures on Thanksgiving, Week 13 is coming up. 2 8-3 teams. It's the Bears at the Eagles.
Wow.
That NFC North race now is getting pretty heated.
That's
and
huge.
That pressure for Thanksgiving is
huge game.
Is building. Bills, Steelers, both teams needing a bounce back win there. And then back with your old pals, the 49ers, Smells. You're up against the Browns. Myles Garrett here, 18 sacks this season. 13 in his last 4 games. He needs 4.5 more to beat the the NFL season record.
Do you know what's funny? I mean, obviously, Myles Garrett has got 13 sacks in the last 4 games. We got a sack last night. It was our 13th of the season.
That's crazy.
No, do you know what? I'm sneaky worried about the Browns. I think if our defense can do what it did yesterday, I think we will get over the line because Shedeur Sanders won his first start. You can't say anything but well done to him. But
more history there as well.
More history, but
first QB for the Browns, first rookie QB to win his first game.
Well, they don't win many games, do they?
In a number of years. So no, they don't.
But yeah, no, I think Myles got that. Do you know what? The whole defense, I was a bit harsh to them. That whole D line is outstanding. Obviously, Myles Garrett is the massive figurehead of that. But yeah, they worry me a little bit, but we need to get the win, and it could be a snow game as well. So
that's huge.
Yeah, I just pray to God that Brock Purdy stays out of the way as much as he can.
Well, he can stay out of the way if Matt Jones is on.
Well,
very true.
I would expect Myles Garrett to take another step towards that 22.5 record, and if he gets 25-30 this year, surely sense will prevail, and they need to just give him the MVP. Get rid of the quarterback bias. Give him the MVP. He is the only man in that league who should be the MVP. I'm really sorry, Stafford, JT, etc., but it's Myles Garrett for me.
I was going to say, though, Stafford is, if he keeps doing what he's doing...
It's a tight race, isn't it?
It is a really tight race. Look, let's look towards the triple header of Thanksgiving fixtures. Packers at the Lions, Ford Field in Detroit. Last time we played them was obviously week 1. The Packers came out with a win 27-13. Yeah. Can we do it again?
It's a big question. It is the big question. I'll have my eyes firmly on what happens with the Bears. I'll be keeping a close eye on what's happening. You never know. The Vikings, we've still got to play them. They could be an upset. But yeah, like you said, Goody, we've got to tackle the Lions first. In the heart of the Lion, it's fair to say as well, amongst all the Detroit fans, it's going to be a great atmosphere, I'm sure. There's going to be plenty of turkey knocking around.
When you were talking about no animosity, I think that's where we're going to get some.
Yeah,
because
possibly.
We're going to go, dressed to the nines
100%.
In Packers clobber.
Yeah,
in enemy territory.
The game for me comes down to, can we stretch the field? That's what you've got to do against this Lions team. If you play, in the short game and you play to the line of scrimmage, it's not going to go very well for you. We're probably, by the sounds of the press conferences, still going to be without Josh Jacobs. It's very touch and go. I think it'll be a game day decision. But yeah, Emmanuel Wilson had a great outing last time. He needs to be successful. But yeah, can we stretch that field? With talks of maybe Jaden Reed returning. He's only had the one training session, but we'll see. But yeah, it's Christian Watson or bust, if you ask me.
Well, look, let's flip the script to the Lions running back room. Gibbs.
Wow. Oh, phenomenal.
Last time out, I'm just trying to pull it up here.
But he comes up against the best
55.5 fantasy points.
Yeah, but he's coming up against, there's no two ways about it. Parsons with 2 sacks in the last game. That was a great outing. Plenty of pressures. They are coming up against a top defence. And it makes me really sad because by the game going by, we're probably losing. We've only got one hand on Jeff Hafley, and unfortunately he's it's slipping away because he's going to be a head coach next year for sure. He's balling out.
What I would say is, the Lions have been so hot and cold this year. I've said many times, they are now the real deal again. They're going loose. So I think this game is wide open. And the Packers' defence is the polar opposite to the Giants' defence. It's polar opposite. What I would say is, if you do have any frailties, it is that, in the interior of the defensive line.
Agree.
Obviously, Kenny Clark's gone and you're a bit light on the interior. I think you can probably get to Goff and stop him in the pass game. So St. Brown might not be quite as effective because, let's be fair, he got 150 yards last time out. But Jahmyr Gibbs, 220 rushing and 45 in the receiving game for 3 touchdowns. You need to keep him quiet as well. It's a big ask. But genuinely, I mean this, I think the Packers could come out on top. And if they do, Lions are done now. That's it. They're done.
100%.
Which is
It'll come down, if that happens, it comes down to 2 games. One's played at Lambeau, and it's against the Bears. And the other one's played at Soldier Field, and guess what? It's against the Bears. They are 2 crucial games. But yeah, look,
how are the Bears so good?
It's Parsons versus Hutchinson. It's Watson versus Amon-Ra. It's Jordan versus Goff. There is just battles all over the field. It's going to be an absolute ball-out game, and I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited.
If Jordan can come away with less interceptions than Purdy, that's a win in my book for this trip.
That's where we're at.
No silly body, please, Pookie.
No. Look, after that game, like I said, it's a triple header of fixtures. It's Chiefs to have the Cowboys. It's expected to be an offense-heavy game in this one. Pacheco back to full health, but not a fixture we see often.
I think this is going to be a sleeper game on the Thanksgiving slate. It's the middle of the obviously the three.
We'll be tucking in some turkey.
We will, and it kind of it's going to get overlooked because of the tradition of Detroit on Thanksgiving and it being a Packers game and a divisional an NFC North game, and then on the other side of that we head over to the other conference, which is the AFC North, and it's Bengals Ravens. So this game for me really stands out. You mentioned it briefly. Pacheco back. He's obviously had a sprained MCL for the last, I think it's 2 to 3 weeks. He's been out. So, but he was looking actually quite impressive. Spells of really, really good breakout runs and solid yardage, and then on the other side of the ball, it's just the George Pickens show, really, isn't
and
it?
Rashee Rice.
And Rashee Rice, of course, yeah. But
My guy.
Yeah, for me, it's just going to come down to Dallas's defense. Really, they've been so hit and miss all season, and again, similar to the Lions in a lot of ways. Hot and cold. They just need to make sure the tap is on fully. Sure.
I think they'll stop the run. I think it's Mahomes to Rice that will just tear them apart.
Yeah, probably. We'll see.
High scoring game though.
We'll see. And this one, the main thing for this for me is these are two teams that could. Certainly the Chiefs and Dallas need a solid push for it, but they could be really trying to sneak that wildcard spot. So it's going to be crucial.
Is it the fact that whoever loses could be done?
Potentially, yeah. Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. And then closing out that Thursday slate, Bengals at the Ravens. Joe Burrow is off IR. He's ready to throw dimes. But is it too little, too late for this Bengals side?
Well, this division's kind of crazy.
We've written this division off a few times, haven't we?
Nobody wants to take the bull by the horns in the North, and it's funny. You've got the Steelers making a push. Rodgers obviously out last week, which didn't help them in the loss to the Bears. He'll be painfully regretting not being able to play that one, but such is life. And they were 4-1 at one point, the Steelers, and now look at them. I think it's 6-5.
6-5.
Ravens coming back 6-5, but they're not standout scores, are they? Don't ever rule Joe Burrow out. He's Joe Burrow and Chase. You can't rule them out. We've seen it last year. They made an unreal push last year, and they just fell short due to the Broncos winning against I think it was a Carson Wentz-led Chiefs on the last day of the season. So that was gutting for them. But yeah, I don't think they are. I don't think the Bengals are out of this. I think we'll see more.
You've got to remember though, there's no T. Higgins.
There's no T. Higgins. Yeah, but I just think I think it's going to be fireworks, whatever the case, because it's Lamar versus Burrow. It's like watching Allen Mahomes earlier in the year. They just have to turn up, and it's blockbuster.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? Yeah.
There's plenty going on in that game, but yeah,
it's
such a good day. Who have I got? I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Ooh, I've got the Ravens.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
I'll go Ravens.
Yeah. Will we be sober enough to watch that game? The tailgate starts for the Packers at about 10 a.m. So
you have to check the socials, and there probably won't be any. Unfortunately,
I saw a few first down Sally Griddies actually from you last night. Yeah, it's a day of rest for us. We are definitely recuperating, so we can go a little bit hard on our last game. But what a trip this has been so far, boys! It's been lovely to hang out with you. And this, by the way, what a pleasant experience. I hope the recorders worked. I really do.
I do.
Yeah, big up Stanford University, man. The squirrels over there that I can see. It's beautiful, man. And the sun is holding out. It's just threatening to go behind the tree. And wow, it's going to be cold then. But yeah,
everyone's
November
been so friendly, haven't they?
Oh,
it's been unreal.
It shocked me how friendly the guys in LA and San Fran have been. I've told the people that we've met. I've told people at home.
No pressure on Detroit, really, is there?
Honestly, if anyone ever says, West Coast is pretentious, this, that, just ignore that. They are such friendly, down-to-earth people. People in the street, they hear your accent, they want to know why you're here, what you're doing. It's beautiful, man. The people have been great.
Apparently, we're Australian, according to a lot of people. They mix the accent up quite a lot.
I'll take that.
But if you're ever in the San Jose area, Square Pie guys.
Square Pie guys. If you like your coffee, Verve coffee is phenomenal. If you like, I mean, we've done everything, haven't we? We have been here, there, and everywhere. I mean, the tailgating's been awesome, and we've not even touched on that really. We were at the Bruins game. That was such hospitable people. And shout out to Michael. I said I'd give him a shout out on the show. He was so hospitable. Sadly, they'd ran out of their famous chili, which I was dying to get a taste of.
We did have some of that cocktail, didn't we?
We did have it. We had a lovely tequila cocktail that they'd made up, which they bring every week.
And that could have been a historical game as well. The last Rose Bowl game.
Last Rose Bowl game,
which is sad, by the way.
Yeah, so Rams House might need to get a new slogan because the Bruins are moving in as well. But yeah, it was incredible. And yeah, like I said, thanks, Michael, and keep it up because that tradition is just so special.
It's more like an Airbnb at this point, isn't it? People just coming in and out of that stadium. Look, boys, let's wrap this up. We've been going long enough. Those squirrels are definitely eyeing up this camera, so we will call it there. Thanks for hanging out. We should definitely do a bit more in-person podding again sometimes. Yeah, 100%. Our next one, we land over the weekend, so it'll be a review and a preview for Monday Night Football. So hopefully you've enjoyed the Stateside special, and we will catch you next week.